Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
Welcome all. Steve Vetterl here. It is the midweek software strategy session. I'm your CMA host, and they call me essentially the watchman on the wall, which I like that. So welcome to the presentation. We are looking at the DXY here on the screen. It has been a rather rough week for myself and my family, just recuperating from COVID. It has been a brutal virus to get past, to say the least. So if I'm a little off attention and focus isn't 100% there, you now understand why. So let's take a closer look at what's going on here. DXY, I'd mentioned on Saturday, we want to kind of see where this is once we get back towards the high. We're there right now. So now this whole 93 area has really positioned itself over the last 6 or 7 months, even further back as a pretty solid resistance. So should be a pretty decent little tell here as this, if we can break this and head higher. It's going to break a lot of supports on the opposite end of all of the currencies out there that trade primarily against the US dollar. So looking at the euro at support, right at this whole 117.20-ish area. Okay, looking at the pound. Notice not down near support like you would have thought, right? So we're still near the mid-range of this whole upper zone that we've been balancing in and so forth. Actually, here, let me just reshare something here. See if we can get. How's that? Is that better? Should be a little better, I think. Okay, cool. All right. Just looking at the DXY here, I'm really under the weather, guys. So just bear with me here. Just jumping around and really have a general lack of focus on everything I did. Let me just tell you, driving a car yesterday for the first time in 5 days of being in bed was a real outer body experience. It's crazy. My kids are starting school and we got to get their stuff straightened out. So in any case, dollar DXY at the high here. Keep an eye out for this as certainly could be an issue if we break out of this. I don't really see any catalyst for it, but who knows? I'm operating in a fog right now, so I could be dead wrong on everything. Same support down here with the euro daily chart. GBP nowhere near the big supports down in these areas. See this 136.11-ish area is sort of the end of the plan. Let's take a look at USD CAD. There is no news to any large degree. This week's a very slow summer week, which is popular time, at least here in the US, for many families to get all the vacationing out of the way, which is something we attempted to do on the tail end of the AP Ride the Wave event. We, along with many other AP folks, got hammered at the end. Here's USD JPY. I wanted to show this because we're back near breaking that potential upper resistance here at that whole 110 area. bigger moves in the Canadian Swiss Euro GBP. Wanted to show that as well because we've broken down underneath, which was a very long standing area of support, as you can see here. But it has really relied on two doji formations since we've broken down. So not really a lot happening to speak of. Kind of strange higher volume, I must say, if that's true. Euro JPY. And let me see, I get this one question. Looks like they logged out. You logged back in, I guess you're good. So, okay, cool. Okay. GBP CAD. Here's the Neo currency here. AUD CAD for the question I just got. Support here, 91. What else do they want to show? Really not a lot going on in general. So you know what? The question I got on Bitcoin. Here's the chart here. One thing of note, for those that may be interested, I don't know that I'd be chasing the purchasing of this here, but if you're looking for maybe a little more of a long-term hold, wouldn't put a lot of money into it, but unless this thing just gets creamed over the next couple of weeks, there's a number of crypto provisions, technically what they're calling digital asset pieces of legislation coming through. What more than likely is going to happen is if you are doing business with an American-based crypto company like a Coinbase, you're going to be getting a 1099 if this infrastructure package passes. I still think this package is just a total piece of shit. That's not for the purposes of this discussion. Do note that they'll probably have, I don't know, maybe I'm going to say like a January 1st start date on that. You might want to get all your crypto transactions out of the way before your brokerage firm, specifically it's a US-based one, starts generating 1099 reportable income based upon that. But there's another way to attack that. It actually just came out. And I'll show you guys this. Now, being a financial advisor, if I did understand the client's situation, I could make a recommendation. So not understanding anybody, just from the sheer numbers of it out there in terms of our subscriber base, not understanding your guys' full financial situation, of which I don't, it may or may not be appropriate for me to even show this. But honestly, the Pro Funds company has done a really good job of putting mutual funds together for some time. They have a lot of funds that are levered and they're super traded, and a lot of their ETFs, stuff like that. So they're one of the first ones to come out with what's called a Bitcoin fund. Now, the differences between this is that this does not own Bitcoin. The fund is structured so that it owns the futures markets as its actual asset. Okay. So it's structured a little bit differently. And the interesting thing about this fund is right now it only has a 1.15% cost, which is actually really low, especially in relation to all the ridiculous fees I see people paying, switching out from this and that to Tether or Pancaking, and then they're going back in and buying the crypto, and it just winds up being really costly, hence why Coinbase is making tons of money on you guys. I choose not to be a part of that. I think I'd rather go into a real seriously quality organization like ProFund's ability to buy the actual digital asset in the form of the futures markets, which trades in the CME, and it's super liquid. So this is not me standing on the mountaintop saying, hey, don't buy crypto. It's just, this is a lot easier and safer way to do it. And you're not going to, have somebody run off with your money in some unregulated exchange overseas that we can't even do any kind of monitoring for. So this just came out. Take a closer look at it if you guys want. Let me know. Back to the analysis of the coinage here. I think the thing that's kind of surprised me here is that there really was no reason for us not at least try and test it. I mean, it's telling, I guess, at this point that looking back, we've had the defense of this area, and then we went to the whole 40 area, which I found to be, at least from a moderate amount of resistance, went above, and now we're back above it. I actually have no idea based upon this chart. Plus, I'm not feeling so hot. But I really have no idea where this is going to go. I really don't have a clue. Wish I had some better insight to offer you. Just looking at the chart, I mean, you're looking at the weeklies here. We're essentially right at resistance. Doesn't mean it can't go all the way back up to the highs, which would be surprising if some of this legislation came out. I would think a lot of people would be taking profits. All right, what else? There's Ethereum on the daily chart. That's pretty much all I wanted to say this week, because I am pretty sure we're going to have a pretty flat week. Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you guys want more content, what I would suggest is going into my Telegram channel and taking a look at some of the stuff that I've talked about. Or if you haven't, get a chance to watch some of the previous Saturday or Tuesday presentations that are up there, and so forth. Because in this, in my weakened state, I don't really have a lot to offer. So, but I did want to go on and make a few comments about some stuff. If you guys have any questions in anything, let me know. But otherwise, we'll try to get better and be in perfect order to talk on Saturday about the presentation in. I'm going to talk about the Holy Grail of trading. Some of you may have already seen it, maybe a bit. But I'm going to make some changes to it and make a small presentation on it. Holy Grail of trading. It's really all about risk management. We'll leave it at that. So wish everybody a good week. Be safe, be kind to each other. May the trades be with you.